Hello, and welcome back to some more Bazaar. We're going to be doing more Dooley, of course. At some point, I did have someone mention that they'd like to see me play other characters. At some point, I definitely intend to. I'd love to play Stell when she comes out. I think it would be fun to kind of record myself learning a whole new character. So hopefully she comes out probably within the next couple seasons. Also, we'll try out Enchanted Start this time and see what happens. So we got AC Aiden, Deadly Firefly, and Shielded Crude Tools. So Crude Tools is like the most useful item overall. Firefly's not bad. I think we gotta go with the Icy though. Let's see what Icy Aiden can do. Probably nothing, but he could do something. He could do something. But yeah, I do intend to record myself learning how to play Stell. Hopefully, anyway. Alright, we're gonna go for Kyber Drone. This might end up just being a slow build again if we get trained, but we'll see. Get nice AC Aiden. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a very great Icy enchant, but you know, it's something, and we can maybe reroll him at some point or just keep him around and go for like a Nitro Hammer or something because he's just an okay little fella. We'll see. We'll see. Yeah, like the existing characters, they didn't click with me super well. I've tried them all out, but I don't know, they've just never really appealed to me a ton, but hoping that the new character will, at least a little bit. And she'll probably come out within like the next 2 seasons or so. Also, his Stinger is out healing our Dino Saw, but luckily it didn't end up mattering. It is weird starting with no skill because you have like no real direction. I don't know. I'm not super used to it. We'll see what happens. I guess we go to Quixel. All right. Well, we did upgrade Plasma Grenade. It's a bit of a sign already. I'm sorry. It just keeps giving me these runs whenever I go to record. We'll take right-handed sweetly. So a little bit of damage here, and hopefully grab a weapon that makes sense. All right. We did get Hamlet. Grab Uzi as well. You know, we'll grab Power Drill. You just got the full set here. I think this is not bad. And we're going to put this on Drill. I don't know if we're going to keep Drill long term. But if Drill crits, it goes pretty hard. So we're going to put this on Uzi, actually, because it's just guaranteed damage. And day 1, people might just have, like, a large item. And so we don't have a lot of stuff that slows. Yeah. Like, I mean, it's a railgun. I don't know if that's a very good large item for day 1, but we'll probably get more uses out of Uzi than Hamlet, for example. Look at that. Nice, easy day 1. Mostly thanks to the Plasma Grenade, although the extra income did help to buy all this garbage, I suppose. So let's see what we end up with, though. Another small vendor. I mean, we gotta look, because you could get, a Hamlet upgrade. It's only 10 damage. I think I'm gonna wait, because we could get, this one's isn't too bad, actually. Because we could get, like, a Firefly or something along those lines would be nice. Copperhead, not the best one. He is technically like some extra triggers for Power Drill, which could be nice. Ventriloquist is pretty scary. I don't know if we beat him. We definitely beat Covetous Thief though, so we'll go for that one for a little bit of extra money. Shadow Cloak isn't bad with Power Drill, and then Pickpocket's just some nice income for the rest of the game. The rest of his stuff is not great, but not horrible either. Yeah, flat damage on Uzi goes pretty crazy early on. Unfortunately, we got safe. So we can save this to potentially sell it to, whatever their name is, Midsworth. Give it a little bit more money out of it. Interesting. I don't love Immolating Spark on Plasma Grenade. We could use it later on. I'll take it. We'll see what happens here. Alright, what core are we going with today? All these are pretty good. Like, Weaponized Core plus Hamlet's pretty solid, but I think we're just going to go with Ignition Core today. And we'll check weapons, potentially get an upgrade here. We go for like dinos, but I don't like grabbing it before we get a scaling dino. It's just not great. It's not great. Anything else we want to swap out? I could put in Flintstones. I could swap out the Uzi, but I think we're going to stick with what we have here today. Yeah, I've been liking Ignition Core a lot this patch. I don't mind Weapon Core, like Weapon Core plus Hamlet. It's pretty strong, but I've had much better success with Ignition Core, and I like the endgame builds for it a lot better with like the Crude Tools kind of setups where you spam it really fast. It's fun. Yeah, see, there was the crit. Does like a huge chunk of their HP. Cooking so far. I mean, he's not contributed too much, but The extra income was, I will admit, definitely did help to buy the setup that we currently have. Right. Oh, there's Midsworth. Look at that. So now we can go in here and sell our, whatever this thing's called, the safe for a little bit of extra cash. Do I want to reroll this? Small and large. So, are there any large items that we want? Solar farm wouldn't be bad, but it'd be hard to buy it with the amount of money that we have. So I think it's a skip for now. Did get the wasp finally. So we're gonna skip and see what else we can get. Nothing. The wasp is nice because it triggers a bunch from plasma grenade. I would obviously prefer the other one, the firefly, because it works with ignition core a little bit better. But wasp is pretty good as well. And we shall see what happens. This one's pretty easy. I would love to get rigged is obviously amazing, and then expedition ticket is fun. I'd love to get the. I want to get one on camera of using the Blaze Howl relic. It's so fun with ignition core. I've been using it a lot lately. We got rigged, very nice, especially with Uzi. Right, and we will give ourselves. I'm just gonna sell these. I was gonna save them to give them to Barcoon, but I think it's more important to just have the room so that we can buy chalky bars here, and then sell them for a little bit of extra HP. So it's a bit of an interesting one. I could upgrade Power Drill. I could also upgrade the, how does this look? 7 seconds? It's a lot slower than Copperhead, but it does contribute to the burn. So I think we'll, well, no, I think we just take Copperhead here. So there's quite a few things I could upgrade. Aiden wouldn't be too bad. Uzi could be nice. And so would Power Drill potentially. I think we're going to go with Aiden, though. Because even if we're not going to use him later on, we might reroll him, because Icy Enchant is extremely powerful. And technically this is better than the regen if you put it on Aiden. It won't be as useful later if we do end up swapping him out, but not too bad. It's a bit of a small loss, and we still get the percent HP, which is the main important thing there. So, pretty good so far. And we definitely cook this guy, no problem. It's a very slow trebuchet setup. I've been seeing tons of trebuchets lately. I don't know if it's actually good, but I've been seeing a lot of them. It looks like they started like enchanted, but didn't get a good one. Unfortunate for them. All right, another upgrade for Barcoon. We just go for the upgrade here, and I will upgrade. I guess the Power Drill is fine. The Uzi's mostly just here to get the initial rigged to fire off, so we'll be fine. Okay, and then we did get... Okay, well, I mean, this is kind of a crazy setup here, so... How do we make this work? So I'd love Firefly instead of... So we need another 6 gold. I do want to keep this if possible. We could probably sell you with it. I want to keep Aiden if possible, so we'll see. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Something like this. Okay, so now we have Pylon, and then we'll probably put in the... I could put in... Crude Tools. I think we'll do Crude Tools. It's not as fast as Uzi, but we do have Aiden for a relatively quick start, which I think is fine. And we'll go for Blood Reef, because you could potentially get an extra ammo on the Plasma Grenade. But yeah, Plasma plus Pylon is very good with Power Drill early on, and then we could potentially pivot out of it later if we get like a Firefly. Well, Firefly works really well with Pylon too, to be honest. Yeah, seems pretty reasonable. Cannonball, unfortunately, doesn't really fit on our current board, and also this isn't running out particularly often, so we're okay for now. No money to reroll, so it's a skip. Shatter is nice for scaling, but I think we don't actually need it if we're just going to be focusing on the ignition core, which is my current plan, at the very least. Can't really afford anything, so we'll just take some chalkies. And keep going.
I will leave you alive to learn the lesson.
Right, so this is just a poison Mac. Luckily, we don't have like a super big reliance on shielding. We do have defense grid, which is a little bit wasted, although we do have the claws and the spike, the floor spike. I don't even, I've never looked at the name for that item to be honest. But yeah, we're just gonna go for like an early Power Drill carry, and then later we'll try to get like an ignition core with 3D printed tools to kind of close out the game if possible. We'll need a bunch more money for that. So currently we're very poor. I'm just going to focus on econ for the next little bit to save up. Unfortunately, we didn't get that option, so we'll check in the shop here. Again, not great options because I can't really afford to go to Barkut. So we're going to take this. Alright, and we do need a bunch of money, so I guess we just go for this guy. He does also have the ticket, which would be very nice. Augmented weaponry and shielding doesn't do too much for us. This could potentially, if we get a nice shielded enchant for Ignition Core, but for the time being, it's meh. Yeah, you can see shielding definitely slows down our build quite a lot because the burn is, it halves your burn damage, and that is a large chunk of our damage right now. Although Power Drill helps to chew through it a little bit at least. Alright, Pepper Spray is interesting with this setup. It does rely on us falling to half HP, which is a bit of an issue, but could potentially see it working out pretty well if we end up doing more of a slow focus thing. Now we're just going to take the money here, although I think maybe the income would have been, or not the income, sorry, the loot would have been better. I think they're usually worth 2 gold, so a bit of a waste there, but that's okay. Another opportunity for ticket. This guy can be a little scary because he gets a ton of regen. So if we don't end up bursting him down, he can potentially just cook us, but we'll see. Burn tends to be pretty good against him though, so hopefully we won't have any issues. Or is it the other guy? Okay, never mind. It's the other guy that gets a ton of regen. There's like 2 of these dudes that look almost the same, alright? I can never tell them apart. Hey, we got our ticket, so there's a chance at getting the fire doggo, which is very nice. Alright, so we have a little bit of money saved up now, and we have our emergency funds if we want to sell the ticket. So we're in a pretty reasonable spot, I would say. Alright, so it's a friend build, interesting. Companion core, you very rarely see these. At least currently. Lighter, interesting. I guess that's like the only fast item that they've found so far. Friend builds can be pretty good, but Silver Clarence is unfortunately not the best, and friends in general have been struggling right now. Very sad build. Oh, and he even has like healthy jolt, but no Aiden. It's so sad. I wish friend builds were good. Hopefully they get a little buff in the next season, so they're a bit more playable. Pearl's dig site could be huge. I'll dig a little bit, but not too much, because I do still want to potentially buy a 3D printer. We'll do 2 more at most. No, we'll just take Temporal Navigator. It's pretty good. It gives us what we're looking for. I'll take it. Okay, and there is a Dooltron. It's a pretty good one, to be honest. We're selling those early so that we can... I'm gonna buy Dooltron. He's not great at... although it is only day 6, he's pretty good at day 6. He's kind of like an alternative to Drill. We could like take out crude tools and just focus entirely on like this setup to get the Dooltron going on. So let's test out how fast he is, because we've got like Rigged, we've got Plasma Grenade, we got Icy Aid, and we got a lot of good stuff. And we'll go for Zookeeper because we could get Toxic Friendship, which goes crazy with Dooltron. We'll see how this one feels. Wasn't too bad. I mean, it's a little slow. I think it's faster than the drill setup. It's a little slow, but I could potentially see this working out for sure. And we're going to upgrade silver item. I think we're still going to go for the core. It has more options long term than upgrading any of this other stuff. And going faster does allow us to have more triggers for Dooltron, etc. as well. On weapons. Well, I mean, that one's actually pretty good. I think we just get rid of the Uzi there. This is not too big of a deal. Right. So the reason you want Pylon upgrade here is just because once you get the initial like shot from your plasma grenade, it really helps to maintain the haste. At silver, it can kind of do it if you have like a low number of items, but it's pretty rough. Once it's at 2 seconds, usually it's enough to maintain like board-wide haste. Usually. It depends on your slow sources, obviously. And you're still at the mercy of RNG because of how the how they changed how haste targeting works. It's a little slow, but I mean 1,000 damage is 1,000 damage, so. My kitty's come to visit me. Hello, Stormy Cat. She's grumping at me because it's almost food time. Right, we're gonna look in here because we could potentially. I mean, I have enough money if I sold the tickets. We're gonna refresh this and potentially find a Dooltron. Nope. You gotta take the shots though. I don't think there's any. I don't think there's any apparel that would help us here. I could be very wrong. I know there's a lot of pretty strong apparels in that shop. All right. I mean, Ghost Pepper's worth quite a lot. I think we go for that. We'll probably be fine. He can be a little scary, but we have, Dooltron just does a huge chunk of damage, so we should be fine. He's mostly scary when you're relying on, like, Dot, because he gets so much, regen, but when you're going for just, like, big one-shots, it shouldn't be a big deal. Heat Lover would be decent. The rest of it's just okay. Although I do, of course, I'm very fond of Black Pepper, but nope, Charcoal's not gonna make the cut, unfortunately. Let me think. Is there... I kind of got rid of most of the burn skills that are like when you... Well, there could be like warm hugs in there. Conflagration's not bad. We could do First Flames for a little bit of an extra trigger. I've never like unironically used this skill. Let's give it a try.
Element of surprise, you know?
The reason I picked that one is because it gives us, when Pylon goes off, it's an extra burn initially, which we can use to... Oh, no Dooltron. To get an extra trigger on Dooltron and help us stack a little bit more burn as well. Sorry, my cat's just being weird. She's distracting me. Alright. It's Nessa, so we've got... It's a looks like a basically one weapon Vanessa, but she doesn't have a ton of HP. And we do get to freeze the dive weights, which is pretty important for Shark Ray builds. We delayed it at least a little bit. Okay, never mind. It was pretty close. If we had Diamond Dooltron, we definitely won that. But we didn't quite make it. This is unfortunately very strong right now, at least what it feels like from the perspective of somebody who doesn't play her. Nothing good. We're still getting a little bit cooked. Might be running out of steam on this Dooltron build. We might need to swap back or into something else because... Okay, I mean, I'll grab Coolant. Dino Settle is very good to grab, but... I think we skip. I think... Well, there's so much free stuff here. I think Saddle might have been the right move, but I don't know. It's hard to say. Alright, we'll just go for some extra cool introduction. But yeah, we're starting to get to the point where Dooltron needs like 2 to 3 shots to kill people, which can be a little bit scary because he's so slow to charge right now. But if we can find an upgrade for him early, it would be amazing. He's just, you know, a large gold plus item, so he's fairly rare. Nothing. We'll go for some loot here, because we don't really need any silver items. Extra 8 in power is totally fine, I guess. I mean, haste is good, but we gotta go for portal, because you could have got, like, upgrade or the dually shop or anything along those lines. I can't really fit anything on my board, and I don't want to refresh because we have to save our money for potentially, like, a few different things. I don't think there's anything here we want, but maybe... Crude Tools upgrade is fine if we end up swapping back. If we lose this PvP, I'll probably swap out Dooltron for a bit until we can get him upgraded. So, we shall see. We shall see. Alright, it's Lifesteal Mac. Magic Carpet can be pretty freaky. He does only have 3k HP. I mean, he's got 3 shots, rather. Not 3k, but... So he's got about 3 shots I gotta get through, which... I think we'll do it. Yeah, okay, we got there, we got there. Still hanging in there. We definitely kind of ruined his life by freezing this bottle a couple times. Because this build kind of relies on it to get the Magic Carpet down. Getting the extra crits off. Okay, so we'll go to Temple Expedition here. This is a bit of a weird one. Oh, and we got Sapphire as well. Okay, we're getting a lot of freeze setup, so we could end up going for something there. So I'm a little bit worried about Dooltron here. We're gonna go for Path of Flames still. Just because if we pick like Boulder Trap, I mean it's like 2-3 shot. We can probably still kill it. It's just weird because This only has like 2 items to slow, so we won't get a ton of procs, but I think we should still be fine, because getting a lot of slow just like slows these guys down more than enough that we should be alright. And we got like burn to do the final shot, because I think we'll only get like 1 to 2 Dooltrons off. Yeah, only got 2. Still, it worked out. Yeah, but if you can slow the boulders, it makes a huge difference. And let's see what we end up with in the vault. Nothing great. We did get feather and gunpowder, which is amazing. By nothing great, I meant we didn't get like one of the rare, not even that rare, but you can get like a relic that with enchantments there, which is pretty fun. Okay, well that's pretty crazy. Because we can now put haste on our plasma grenade, and it has another broken enchant, which is let haste all your items for 5 seconds. Now we technically don't need this, but we could leave it in. Leave it in for now, but I think I might swap it out for something else a little later. We'll see what we get from the vault here. Once this goes off, you can see our whole board is perma-hasted. It didn't go quite as hard as I would like. I think swapping out the pylon is the way to go, because then we get more haste procs from the turbo grenade, which will help charge Dooltron faster. Nothing good there, sadly. I was hoping for the skill, because it goes pretty crazy. Okay, we got Null Frost, but no Doggo. We could also get an Obsidian enchant. So Null Frost is pretty good with Dooltron. Especially, well, no, we don't really need those with it. You could do like Drill, Dooltron, Null Frost, but we could also just Obsidian I think we just Obsidian him. I kind of like what we've got going on. I don't want to like mess with it too much. So we're going to do this. So now we have basically Diamond Dooltron damage, although he's still not actually Diamond, unfortunately. And we can do this. Okay, so now we have like faster core, and we also have Turbo Plasma to haste our whole board, and we don't really need the pylon for that. And then, unfortunately, Dooltron's still pretty slow. We have yet to find an upgrade for him. Okay, we're probably going to get one-shotted by a powder keg. That's just kind of how it tends to go in this game. But maybe not. Come on. Okay, we tied. I'll take a tie against a powder keg. This thing is so strong. And luckily it didn't crit, I don't think. Which did kind of... I don't know, it might have, because it's only 40%. Okay, it crit. Of course it did. I mean, I'll take a tie there. It's a good sign for our build that worked out. I think Coolant probably saved us there by... Sorry, just paying attention there. Coolant probably saved us by buying us enough time to get at the last hit in. We really need to get this guy upgraded. He's so bad at this point at gold. Your tools is very nice. I think this is also a good pickup, so I could swap out one of these for the Wasp, because he'll spam from that, but I think we skip. However, if I find a Firefly, we definitely swap him in, because he goes off a ton from Turbo Plasma Grenade. And we'll go for Trash Titan, because we could use that for Dooltron while we wait for him to get to Diamond. There we go, not too bad, not too bad. Once we get this thing to Diamond, though, it'll pop off. If we don't win by then, which is also pretty possible. Sadly, no Juggler, which is the main thing I was looking for there. I guess we grab Simon, because there's a few good things we could get here. So CPU Throttling's an interesting one. It does give us extra procs for Dooltron, but I think we skip... No, okay. However, this does give us extra procs from the freeze, so I'll take that one. I was hoping for upgrading the core so it goes a little bit quicker or something along those lines. Still no Dooltron upgrades. Granted, it's not super likely to happen, so we're going to dig here a little bit. Actually, skills, though. We'll go for skills. I was going to dig and hope for like a Dooltron thing, but... Defense Grid is just too good not to take, I think. Because Defense Grid buys us more time for Dooltron to actually go off, because he's a little slow right now, but... My best friend Dooltron, he'll get there. He'll get there. So it's a Poison Mac? Yeah, Poison Mac. He does have Pendulum, which is pretty freaky. But we do have quite a lot of freeze, so it should be okay. We got a lot of freeze and we got a lot of slow as well. Yeah, We got there. Very nice. He didn't even break our initial shield.
Repeat the experiment.
Right. We're also doing like quite a sizable amount of burn damage as well, which is a nice backup for if Dooltron is like, I don't know, eaten by Rex or something along those lines. Although I haven't seen many dino builds lately at all. Come on, you can do it. No. He's just nowhere to be found. This could potentially be it. Potentially. Nope. Scammed it. Oh, we finally get an Aiden upgrade. And our frozen Aiden has made it the whole game. He's hanging in there. So Trash Titan is good for potentially getting Juggler, but I think we just go for more XP and money. I don't really need the money, actually, but we need more XP to get to 13 as fast as possible. Although we might just win before we get to see the true power of Dooltron. Because he basically goes off twice as fast and does twice as much damage. It's like a 4x damage increase getting him to Diamond, which is insane. We'll click this. I'm greeting. Oh. I thought for sure that was going to be it, but no. Unfortunate. Okay, this could potentially be it, though. Depends what we get. Lord of the Waste, so that would be 1, 2, plus 1. If we get an XP event on our last day, we'll be able to upgrade Dooltron. Be very nice. Clockwork Blades would probably be the best pick here. Pendulum can be fun, but I don't think it really works with our current setup, unfortunately. Foreboding Winds is good, but we have no crit currently, but we could potentially get some at some point. Essel's Fang does absolutely nothing, unfortunately. Okay. This could be Dualtron. Nope. Nope. I mean, we'll take that in case we lose, but we're 1 XP short of getting our true power. This guy could kill us. Or we might just win. Alright, so there's another Poison Mac. I think we probably have this. Okay, he doesn't even have the freeze on blank slate, so I think we're in an okay spot. It looks like he's just going for like a ton of regen, which isn't bad, but we do a lot of like flat damage, and then we also apply a ton of burn, so I think we should be totally fine here. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, these sorts of builds have been pretty common, where they just like end up with 3k regen. Can be kind of scary, but you can also just stack enough burn that you're able to kill them, because it ticks before the it ticks between regens. So like, if you can get burn, if you can burn enough to do like his full HP, or at least half, I think it'll just kill him. There we go, a nice easy 10 win with unfortunately just a gold Dualtron, but he still held his own. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.